It worked! Hey everyone, it's me, Katie-Beth again. And today I'm going to be working on a birthday present for my roommate. His birthday is in 2 days, so I really need to get started on this now. And last year I got him throwing knives at Knott's Berry Farm from their knife shop. But since we're doing stay-at-home orders, I figured I would make him a weapon this year. And the weapon I know he wants and that I'd like to try making is our throwing stars. Choo, choo, choo. Like ninja stars. So in my research for this, I've watched 2 videos on how to do it, and I'll actually link those down in the description in case mine comes out but poor and doesn't work. You'll have some videos to look at that might be actually a lot better anyways. But other than watching 2 videos really quickly while I was at the gym and daydreaming extensively on this, I haven't done a lot of research, but it seems pretty easy. So, it starts with, and the other part of this that I thought was really interesting, that's why I want to do it this way, is that they're made out of popsicle sticks. So, I was looking at designs, and I think it would be fine if I just carved them out of a regular little plank of wood, but it sounds more fun to tell people that I made ninja stars out of popsicle sticks than just planks of wood. So first I tried the Dollar Tree because I feel like they always have popsicle sticks there, but they were out. So I went to the 99-cent only store, and the only ones they have are rainbow popsicle sticks, which is even funnier for the insides of ninja stars if the paint comes off and you see a rainbow. But the problem I see I'm going to have with some of these is that they're not all super flat. As you can see, some of them are a little crooked, so not all of them may lay as flat as I want them, but because it might take a while to do this project, and I have literally 2 days, actually a little less than that if I want to get things wrapped and whatnot, so I need to start on this immediately. So I've got some wood glue, popsicle sticks, and I'm going to try and smash them together in a flat surface. And then to carve them, I know other people use saws. I don't really have a saw, but what I do have is my Dremel kit. And if anyone doesn't know what a Dremel is, it's like this type of thing with some type of head on it. This one I was using before was to carve glass. And it also had a long tail. So basically it's like this, and I'm going to put a little saw blade on the end of it to do my sign, is how I imagine this going. But let's get into this and see how it works out, and hopefully I'll make a really cool gift for my roommate. So starting off, I wanted to make sure that I had a portable flat surface, so if I needed to pick it up, I could without everything crumbling, so it has something sturdy and flat to be on that I could pick up. And next, I put down some wax paper because I just didn't want my project to be stuck down to the cardboard. It seemed like if it was on wax paper, it'd be easier to just rip it off, and I was right. So I'm just opening up these popsicle sticks. And I still wasn't sure if I wanted to do any type of color scheme, but I ended up just breaking these apart and starting to set up right away. And so first I just kind of did a practice to see how many sticks I would need and how to do them. So I decided to make a 1 layer, and then the next layer is offset. And to see how wide and how many sticks to use, I kind of just made it the same distance in either direction. And now to put them together, I'm just dipping them in glue on the sides and then sticking them together. That seemed like the easiest route to go with. So now that I have the first layer together, the next layer I decided just to go ahead and just put some glue directly onto the sticks for more strength versus just on the side. So I have it on the side and underneath it. So a lot of strength with glue there. And again, I'm making sure to offset the popsicle stick so it's not a popsicle stick directly on the other one. It's on like the fault line, just to make it sturdier, to be harder to break apart later. the 2 videos I had watched had done these in layers of 3 popsicle sticks wide or deep. And so I also did 3 layers. And I did question it later because it seemed really thick, but towards the end when I was done, it seemed like a really good idea. And I did try to fill the bigger cracks with some glue. It didn't exactly work as well as I wanted it to, but it made me feel better. So now I moved on to the next one, and I tried to take out the popsicle sticks that were a little more crooked. And then I just started the same process over again. Again, some of these sticks were just really crooked and not great. But this time, instead of offsetting the popsicle sticks, I did it in a completely different direction, which I think actually helped out a lot more and gave it a lot more strength. So if you do this project, do it this way where you kind of hash mark it instead of doing them on top of each other. And then I just put down some weight to make them flat and left it for an hour. And then when I checked them an hour later, they were pretty dry. You can see that some of the glue in there was still a little wet, but it was dry enough that it could be removed. And reading the glue instructions, it did say to wait 24 hours before doing any bending with them or stress on them. And unfortunately, looking at them, you can see there is still some space in between the sticks just because they were so wonky, even though I put weight on them. And here's a closer picture of that. Now, making the Ninja Star, I didn't quite want to just print one out because our printer's downstairs and I didn't want the roommate to know what I was up to. So I cut out little points and glued them down the way I thought looked the best. And forced sides seemed the easiest to do. And then I got these saw blades for my Dremel at Harbor Freight. And they were on sale for 10 bucks. Now it's testing time to see if this project will even work at all. And as I test it, as soon as the blade touched down, it didn't work because I had the blade on backwards. So then I removed it, put it on the right way, and it worked a little better, but still kept stopping. But because I had the speed power so low, so I turned it up to 4. And then right away it just started working. So here's my first test with this. As you can see, it did cut into the wood, but really only in 1 layer. So it's a project I'm going to have to cut through layers of wood on. So the next day I moved to a better cutting area, and I did put this cutting board underneath the popsicle sticks. And as you'll see later, it's a really good thing because it did even cut into the board. So you got some slashes in the board. So I did speed all of this up, so it took a while to get to this point, but eventually I could just break off the extra pieces. And it's really jagged and weird. But I kept doing it till I pretty much had my shape cut out. Put it to the side, and then started it on the next one. And it was sometimes pretty hard to control the blade. As you can see, I am struggling, and sometimes once you cut through 1 layer, the blade kind of wants to just get stuck in that little crevice. So you really need to just persist or use a better tool. And see, I had cut into it funny. And taking a little break here, it does make a lot of sawdust. And in hindsight, I probably should have saved that sawdust to patch in some of the holes. And here is what I came up with, and the layers are kind of wonked up. And at this point I thought this project was a complete failure, but I figured, hey, let's keep projecting on and see how it goes. Also, I wanted to note the Dremel did get super hot. It's like really hot right now. But I keep holding it because it feels good on my hands because my hands were super cold at this time. So watch out that you don't let your Dremel completely overheat. And here's just a closer look. So again, they look super wonky and weird like this. So next I got this step bit from Harbor Freight. I didn't have a bit that would just make little circles themselves on my Dremel, so I put this step bit into my drill and used that to kind of make the hole in the center because I wanted it to be able to be spinny on your finger. And I just kept switching it back and forth between the two sides until I had about the size circle that I wanted. And then I had the bright idea that I would also drill little holes in the corners because of the shape I wanted it to take. It seemed like it would work really well if it had holes in the corners and then I could just sand them in. But that ended up just splitting it in half. And it didn't even break along the fault line, which was weird. I guess kind of cool, but not. And then I just had one ninja star left to do. So I got my circle in there and didn't bother messing with the sides because I didn't want it to break like the other one did. So now with my last hope ninja star, I start sanding down with a little sanding wheel on the Dremel. And it was kind of difficult to try and get a point because the sanding wheel on the Dremel kept going around it and sanding the point down unintentionally. So here's after my first sanding session. Obviously this is not anywhere near as nice looking as I originally wanted it. But the layers did seem to merge together more to make like one plank of wood. It's hard to tell that it was 3 different planks now, or as it's harder to tell. So I went ahead and sanded it down more to points. And check out this cool shadow it's making. So I still had it in my mind that I wanted those indentions in between the triangle meetups. So I did this with my sander, with the sanding wheel on the Dremel, and it worked a lot better than trying to use the step bit. It's smoother because it's already sanding it down. It was just a lot better idea. So I just kept doing this on all sides until I felt better about it. So it looks pretty good. And I wiped off the sawdust, and this is kind of pretty much my finished product before paint. And so next I just used some acrylic paint that I had already, gave it a few layers, and then I went over it with this sealing spray, which did make it more glossy than I thought it would be, but not too bad. Okay, so this is my finished product. I don't like that you can still see the wood lines, so maybe I needed to fill those in. I also think it's because I used the cheap pre-painted 99-cent popsicle sticks, so they were all a little wonky and didn't quite line up all the way. So I think that's why I have those lines in there. I wanted to have at least 2 to give him, but since my other one broke and I don't have time to try and make another one, I'm giving him this one that's kind of wonky because I just wasn't good at it. But for how bad I was at making a ninja star out of popsicle sticks, it's not the worst it ever could have been. It also looks like you could stab someone. So I think it might be fun to not have this point to go into your hand. But even this, it's not like that pointy, but to have this as a stabby weapon versus a throwing weapon. But nonetheless, I think it will be a fun throwing weapon, but I don't want to try it yet just in case I break it, because I don't want to break his gift before I give it to him. But it seems kind of a lame gift just to give him. But it does seem like kind of a lame gift just to give him this one homemade gift that may break. It is funny, but it might break. So I also, pre-knowing that I might mess this gift up, went ahead and ordered the closest thing to ninja stars, usable ninja stars that eBay would let me buy. It seems to be really hard to buy ninja stars in California, unless you get rubber practice ones. So I got these Batman ones. So they're throwing bats. And I actually got myself a pair too because they seemed really cool. And the blade is pretty sharp, but I rubbed my finger on it and it doesn't feel like I'm just going to cut it that way. But I think it could stick into whatnot, or if an intruder comes and he's at the top of the stairs and wants to just throw some bat darts, bat ninja stars at them, then I think he'll be good to go. So I'm going to wrap these up and give them to him as a gift, and hopefully we'll have time to actually see him throwing them to see how they work out. So, because I kind of want to do a test between an actual decent star versus my little homemade wooden one. So that'd be kind of cool. I'll put that at the end of this video if it works out. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Sorry this was more of a fail than a good thing. It wasn't like one of those, look at what she can do and it's awesome. It was kind of like a, look what she tried and didn't do that great at. Well, thanks for watching my crafting trial with me here today. If you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscription button below. And if you are, thank you so much. It's really helpful. Well, have a great night, everyone, and I'll see you later. Bye. Open it now.
A ninja star?
I made it.
Wow. That's nice.
Really nice.
Did you actually try to throw it?
Not yet. I was waiting for you just in case it breaks so you break it before
Did you burn
or after.
it?
Oh, does it smell like burning?
Yeah.
I had to make it today. Well, it took several days.
This actually can be
That's cool.
really good. Actually, it could actually kill somebody. What is this? Disposable face mask.
It's ninja mask to go with your ninja star.
Oh, that's cool.
That was Jason's idea. Because I was pretty sure I'd screw up the ninja star.
Batman ninja stars?
It's the closest thing I could get anyone to sell me in California to ninja stars.
Wait, this is the stuff that Batman uses.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love the blue on it.
You're basically a superhero.
Wow.
That looks great.
That's cool. This will cut through wood.
Yeah. Well, we can try them.
Ooh, it worked.
It worked. Now try
Is she doing the wood one?
That was a good throw.
I'm doing both.
Yeah.
Ah.